Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Maggie. If this is your first time stopping by, I hope you decide to like and subscribe and click the notification bell, and then come back and check out some of the other content I have on my channel. As you saw from the description of the video, I'm doing a haul of the different things my husband and I picked up, and this actually isn't everything because I think he took his clothes and stuff upstairs. He bought himself some new pants and some dress shoes. Those are already upstairs, but these are the other things that we picked up while we were on our little weekend getaway. For those of you who do not know, my anniversary is on the 7th of February. Valentine's is a week later, and 2 weeks after that is my birthday. So the third week, my husband and I usually will go out, and while we're gone, he wants to get me things to celebrate those three events. And so he is very generous and very sweet. And we're going to go through some of the things that we picked up. Now, we started out, we went to Cracker Barrel for brunch on the first day that we went on Saturday. So I had to go check out the 80% off and 70% off. So I picked this up for myself. And this was really cute. I think this was here we are. This is a very cute. This was a $40 shirt, $39.99, and I paid $12 for it. And it's very cute. It's like a loose cowl neck, gray and black number. And it's nice and long. I like the nice long tunic style things. And oddly enough, this past weekend, blue, black, and gray was my color palette. I don't know why, just everything I had pulled out, and I was like, okay, this goes right on in line. Tomorrow I'm leaving to go to visit my friend in Louisa, but this will be in my little repertoire of clothing. I love it. I thought it was pretty. It's florally, and even though it's gray, I can add a pop of color with my jewelry. And this was from Cracker Barrel. So I thought that was pretty. I also picked up for my granddaughter. They had some, let's see, these were normally $8.99, but I want to say at 70% off, I paid like $1 something for them. They're cute little game ornaments. She got Operation this past Christmas as one of from Santa Claus, and then this is another fun game that we have at my house. And so these, for me, when it comes to Christmas trees, these were both $8.99, but they were 70% off. So I got these for next Christmas to add to the tree. Christmas should be a reflection of the likes and the dislikes and the things that are current, because part of us putting up the Christmas tree is reliving the fun and the memories and just keeping those things. It's almost like a family narrative. So these I thought would be fun, and whether she wants them on her tree here or at the tree at her house, that'll be up to my daughter. And then I also picked up for her this Highlights Hidden Pictures Easter Puffy sticker. This was not 80% off, but she loves the hidden pictures from Highlights. That was one of my favorites as a child. So this will be something I'm going to enjoy putting in her little Easter gift. And then there's these puffy stickers in the front, and I think it's an 80+ stickers, and it's like a little envelope that you can get them out. So this is going to be a part of her Easter gift. Let me put that in here. Okay. Stick that over there. Okay, what next? Okay. There is a place up in Williamsburg called the Pottery Factory. Now, years ago, the Pottery Factory was, spread out. It was like some warehouse things, and it looked a little crummy and kind of broken down in its appearance, but it was always so exciting to go there and find deals. You could find the most incredible deals on things that I've ever seen. And I wish I had taken some pictures of things while I was up there. I didn't, and I wish I had. because they wound up doing a rebuild and creating a beautiful storefront. But with that came price increases, and I think they lost, people weren't getting the deals they were used to getting, and they had some higher end items that came in. And it just wasn't what it had been before as far as experience wise and, you know, the thrill of the hunt. Although I did appreciate the aesthetic of the newer buildings, and they all kind of connected. You know, it was like, even though they looked like separate buildings, there were some where, you know, anyway, they've condensed everything down to one building instead of, they had 3 building sections, section A, B, and C. Everything is now in section A. B and C are going to be sublet out to other stores. And I wish them the greatest of success, because that was such a great place to go. But we went there, and I was able to find some wonderful deals. I've always loved the florals up at the Pottery Factory. And I found these beautiful ranunculus, or ranunculi, I guess, if you're going to, there's a couple that are missing. I have been able to find some really good deals, and they have some beautiful, you know, a couple of dollars less than what I'm finding in some of the other floral places like Michael's and Hobby Lobby. So I was happy to find these. And I have a niece getting married in May, and pink is her colors. And so I got these thinking I could either add them for the corsages or the boutonnieres, because I love ranunculus. They look very much like a rose, but there's extra petals, and so these are very pretty. I don't know if those will match her color scheme exactly, but I wanted to make sure. Now, in the Pottery Factory, they also had these scarves, Kenneth Jones scarves. Here's the pattern. These were on sale for $1 a piece. So I picked these up. I picked up 10 of these to give to some of my DAR sisters. We're going to go to conference in March. This has enough red, white, blue, and gold that I thought this would be a really cute thing. And they give you some ideas on the little card. Tie it on your purse, tie it around your neck, tie it on your wrist, and even someone putting it up around their face like a mask. But, you know, tie this in your hair. To me, it's just a fun little accessory. And whenever I've done conferences in the past and people are coming as a group, it's always nice to have something that identifies the group you're with. Whether you all have the same t-shirt, I like to do something a little classy where we all have the same scarf. And so I like doing this as a gift. These were originally $5.99, and they were on sale for $1. So I thought that was a really good find. And I was thrilled to have it. Okay. So then they also have some really cute bakeware. These were pizza pans. I was looking for cake pans. I couldn't find them, but I did find these pizza pans. They were priced at $3.98 a piece. And so I thought this would be, these are non-stick. I thought this would be cute for when Eleanor comes over. Her and I can make our own individual pizzas. I also have some individual pizza stones from the Pampered Chef, the stones. So we can try a pan pizza and a little thin crust pizza for Papaw, because he's not much on the thick crust. But you know, the cheese stuffed crust. I think I'm going to try that with her the next time she comes. But these were really not nice, non-stick. I haven't had a problem or anything. I was sad to see, the shelves looked really empty, but there were some areas that were nice and full. And the bakeware section had some really good items in it. So let me put that here. Speaking of pots and pans, my husband and I wound up buying this Martha Stewart everyday 12-piece nonstick cookware set. This was about 99 bucks. We needed this pot only, and they didn't sell that pot individually by itself. So we're going to go through, we can always use more saucepans and saute pans, and it even comes with the bamboo spoons, but we're going to have to go through and put some of our pots and pans in storage. We haven't had a pasta pot. We had one that the bottom was too thin and everything was burning on it. So we knew we were going to have to buy a pot, but the only ones they sold individually were the huge stock pots, and we already have one of those. And so I thought, okay, we'll get this and we would have paid about $99 for an individual pot that size anyway, if you're going to get one that's good. So I thought we got a whole set. Martha Stewart's a name brand that really kind of has a good reputation for quality. And so we wanted to make sure that, we got something that we would be happy with. Okay, and now let me open up this other item here. Also a Martha Stewart item. I was thrilled to find this. Let me move these things over here. This is, oh, yay, this was inside. In the 90s, I watched Martha Stewart Living all the time. Thrilled by it. I got the Martha Stewart cake plate, and it also comes with a server that you can see right there. So this is beautiful. I don't have a cake plate. I had one and it broke. And so I want a cake plate. We entertain, we have birthdays over here. This would be really nice. And I do have a plastic dome that could go over the top to protect whatever's on there. But this one also came with the server, which I think is just wonderful. Let me put this back in the box. And that will go in my pantry room on the shelf with my other entertaining stuff. Now, while we were in the pottery factory walking around, I saw this baby that looks like one of those stackable lunch box things. These are for storage, and I absolutely love it. This thing is huge. I paid $20 for this. Now, I am going to give it a little wash down. I don't know if this is just old or if it's, dusty or anything. It doesn't seem like it, but it has that aged look to it. Each section is nice and deep. I could use this as a stacking hat box, or I was thinking either crayons and toys in the living room so that it's put away in a nice way, which is where this is going to live, is in the living room. But each section will have different crayons and color books and different things, so that when my granddaughter comes over, her things will be nicely stored away in here, and it won't be so much of a out in the open for everyone to see, kind of an eyesore. Okay, let me see what else. Okay, oh, back here, this is heavy. We got this outdoor planter at the Pottery Factory. This was about $54. I don't know if that's a better deal than what you get elsewhere, but this was a very pretty pattern. They also had them in white with blue and solid colors, but we always like getting pots for the backyard, for the garden, so that it has a real pretty look. That's terracotta. It's very strong and sturdy. Okay, so next we went to Yankee Candle. Hold on just a second. Okay, Yankee Candle. Now, my husband and I, one of the things that our pastor had recommended a while ago was, while you're doing your devotional time, to burn a candle, just for your time with him. And since we both love spending time with the Lord, burning candles was, of course, something that we would be okay with, especially if it smelled nice. So we've been looking to buy candles wherever we can that smell good, but are also, going to last and, kind of be safe. So the outlet, the Yankee Candle outlet and closeouts, was a great place to go. They had items half off, candles half off, 75% off, and some that were marked $7, $10. So I'll show you what I bought there. Okay. First, I got these car fragrance things. These were $3 a piece. I don't know what they normally charge, but I got 2 leather and 1 pink sands for our cars. So there's that. I love that they wrap things individually. This one I got from my husband. This one was half off, Home Sweet Home, very high cinnamon fragrance. My husband loves cinnamon, so this is for him. This one is called Stony Cove. This one was $10. And it's got a nice watery kind of fragrance, you know, blue water, you know, that kind of fresh. It's called Stony Cove, excuse me. Does it say, sometimes, oh no, that's Bath & Body Works will tell you what the fragrance breakdown is. But this one smells really nice. I love fresh fragrances. It would be, you know. Okay. And then these were $7 a piece. So this one is called Snuggly Sweater. This has a strong ambery kind of note to it. That soft amber kind of cozy smell. Very nice, sweet amber. And then this one is Lakeside Birch. This smells like a freshly showered, clean man. I absolutely love it. There's some, well, you got the woodsy, and then there's like a pine. It just smells like a clean man, a freshly showered, well-groomed, clean man. Love this. Smells fantastic. And 3 of them I see are like in the gray family. Look at this. These are gray. And then this one is, you know, kind of a little pinkish, but you know, thought that's funny. But I got the 4 candles and those 3 things, and it was like $40 some. So that's a good deal. Okay, what next? All right. Let me get the, this was all while we were at up near the outlet malls and pottery factories. So let me move some of these things to the side. Okay, let's see. Oh, Bath & Body Works. They had a sale going on. Buy 3, get 3 free. I don't know how that translates into, because this is supposed to be the outlet. So there's supposed to be things here that are like clearancing out or whatever. I don't know if that's the case or if this is just functioning as a regular Bath & Body Works. But I have a birthday coming up, or my twin sister and I do, and so I thought I would pick up something for her. Buy 3, get 3 free. This is her favorite fragrance from there. And so my 3 free items were for me, 1,000 Wishes. Now, I love poppy, I love butterfly, and I just got some of that for Christmas. And Jennifer, Eleanor's Gammy, gave me a small bottle of 1,000 Wishes. And so I got for myself, because I thought, let me just go ahead and try this. So this is the moisturizing body wash, the body cream, and the body spray. So buy 3, get 3 free. That's a pretty good deal. Stick that over there. What's in here? Okay. Oh, I went to Aeropostale. Is that how you say it? Anyway, they had a sale. There was quite a few things on 60% off. So I got these Seriously Soft leggings for normally $12.50. I got them for $6. Nice little burgundy color. I love a good legging with a long tunic. To me, that's great. And then these were buy 1, get 2 for free. So I picked up some hair things for me because, you know, this thick mop of hair needs to come up. So I picked up 1, and I got the rest of these for free. And this will go in Eleanor's Easter basket. And these are for me. I may add these to my twin sister's birthday, like give her, one of each, and I'll keep one of each. So like putting together a nice little gift thing. So if you're watching this, Winnie, just pretend you're not seeing any of the things, so I thought that was a good deal. Buy one, and one would cost, what does it say? $15.85. So I got 3 things for $15.80. Because they will take the most expensive thing. I think the small butterfly clips were like $13. So I paid for 1 and I got 2 for free, which I'm all about the bargains. Okay, let's see. I've done that. What's this? Okay. Then we started venturing. Oh, Claire's. Before I go into my Colonial Williamsburg purchases, I did make my way over to Claire's, and theirs was buy 3, get 3 for free. So once again, I'm thinking of Easter baskets for my sweet girls. And so for Nora, I got her these headbands. This one is stinking adorable with the pearls and the crystal. And then this one with the roses on it. And then this cute sky blue turquoise headband. Sweet baby girl's almost 10 months old. I can't believe it. This will go in her Easter basket. Okay. And then my 3 free things were for Eleanor, and these will go in her Easter basket. These cute little hair. Do you guys remember wearing these? These were like the most adorable thing when she's wearing braids or ponytails. And then I got her these cute little bunny hair barrettes, which are the little clip like that. So I thought those would be perfect for the spring and Easter, which is the 31st of March. Yikes, it's coming up. It's almost in a month. So I start picking up things that they can use. Okay, now getting into our Colonial purchases. Okay, so let's see. We went into one of the shops because Williamsburg is a college town due to William and Mary. And so on the one end of Colonial Williamsburg is the college end. They have the cheese shop, the with candy store, all kinds of stuff. And it's, they're regular modern stores. They're not done colonial, but they have a lot of colonial things in them, or I'll just show you. So I picked up this mug that says Colonial Williamsburg. I love the inside, and this also came in blue, that color blue. I love a good mug, and this seems to me, this is the mug red icon. It doesn't say how many, but I'm going to hazard a guess this is at least 16 ounces. And I like a good big cup of coffee in the morning. We also picked up these tins of chocolates. These are milk chocolate salted sea salt caramels, and yeah, these are both milk chocolate sea salt caramels, and I loved the tins and the pictures on the tins. These were marked from $12.99 down to $3.49. So these were probably from Christmas. That's not gonna hurt my feelings one bit. Okay. And then I did pick up the Governor's Palace Christmas ornament. This was half off. No, this actually I think was 70% off. And it was normally $26.99. Was it half off? It may have been half off. Okay. But this is the Governor's Palace. If you ever make your way, Colonial Williamsburg was restored into the living history that you see it now by the Rockefeller family back in the 30s, I want to say. I could have my dates wrong as to when they did it, but it could have been the 20s or 30s, somewhere in there. But these historic buildings that like Tarpley's dress shop and these others, that the Apothecary, the Shields Tavern, the King's Arms Tavern, the Josiah Chowning Tavern, all of those places had to be restored. The street had to be restored, the palace, I mean, the armory. I mean, this is the place where life was lived. Williamsburg was the capital of Virginia during colonial times. And so it was a shame that this wasn't, you know, that it got run down. And one of those stores had been like a garage repair shop for cars. I mean, it was, you're like, oh my gosh, the history. And so they came in and they did a lot. Now it says here on the back, the governor's palace was completed in 1722. The residence of Virginia's royal governor was considered one of the finest such buildings in British America. It served as the residence of 7 royal governors. It was also the residence of the first 2 governors of the Commonwealth of Virginia, Patrick Henry and Thomas Jefferson. So Patrick Henry lived here, and so did Thomas Jefferson. There had been a fire and a rebuild and some other things, but the restoration inside here is stunning. The paint on the walls, and I love when they redo these historic buildings like Monticello and Mount Vernon, George Washington's home, because they really do their research. And one of the wallpaper patterns inside Mount Vernon, they were able to go back to London where it had been ordered, and the original order that had been placed by George Washington for that particular pattern of paper was still in their archives. What? Can you imagine? And they were able to reproduce the print. So it's an exact replica of what was on the walls in George Washington's home. I love that. This history geek in me just gets like so excited. But anyway, I'm going to be up by Monticello tomorrow. I leave to go see my girlfriend Janet and stay a few days up there. Charlottesville, Louisa. She's in Louisa. Charlottesville is 30 minutes away from there. So I'm going to go see my girlfriends Terry and Janet tomorrow. But I might squeeze in some time at Monticello. Anyway, this is from the governor's palace. It's beautifully restored. And if you ever get to Virginia, go to Williamsburg, take the Colonial Williamsburg tour. It is like $50 a person, but that goes into the ongoing preservation and restoration of the colonial homes and the different things. It's so well worth it. Okay, and then my husband had gotten these 2 toothpick holders. Okay, they taped this one. This one is made out of wood, or looks like a little barrel. Now this was a mark. I don't remember the name of it, but basically anybody who was a merchant would mark their merchandise with their stamp. Okay, and this was the actual mark of, his last name began with a W. Anyway, it has become the mark of Colonial Williamsburg on their products. It was a you had a good reputation. So if you saw it, it was a mark of quality. That was, the kind of things. And I wish I remember the name, but you'll see that on a lot of the Colonial Williamsburg items. They've adopted that as their official place or their mark of quality. And then we have this one that has Washington and Jefferson. Is that right? Colonial Williamsburg. And this one is made of like copper. And these are toothpick holders. They're not shot glasses. Now, going through Colonial Williamsburg I can't even begin to tell you, because if you love history like I do, you can completely immerse yourself walking down the streets, because there are costumed interpreters. There are actually actors that are hired to portray our founders. There's an actor that portrays Thomas Jefferson, James Madison, George Washington. There's a whole array of them and their wives. And so when they have like President's Day weekend, they have all kinds of special evenings with George Washington, evenings with Thomas Jefferson. When you pay for the tour, you go into the Capitol building. Thomas Jefferson comes in and explains how court was and how things were. It's really very interesting. It's a great history lesson. And you get to get an idea, because we can we can surmise and use our 21st, 22nd century, or our modern day morality and the way we do things now and kind of pass judgment on a society that lived 200 years ago. It's the past, it's the foundation for what we have today. And so it should be definitely respected and appreciated. But, you don't get the sense of truly how things were unless you actually go and walk amongst it, because they don't have, well, they have put modern warm heating and air conditioning inside these buildings for the preservation of moisture and things like that. But you really do get an immersive experience. Now, I did go to Tarpley's, and my husband graciously purchased for me my first set of Colonial attire that I'm really looking forward to wearing. These things can get very expensive, and Tarpley's is the only brick and mortar establishment in the United States that sells ready-made 18th century clothing. You can find them on Etsy and other places, and I really admire the work that goes into these. I got your basic, this is the shirt. The way these were is this would cross over. No buttons or hooks or anything like that. These crossed over like that, and then you secured it with a pretty brooch or a pin. So here's the sleeves. Okay, here's the back with, this is what usually takes so much, is the pleating and all that stuff that goes into that. These have a pretty cuff with pink on the inside, which was something women did in that time in order to vary their wardrobe, because people didn't have huge wardrobes like we do now. They had some very well-made pieces, and you see the pink cuffs here. This is a very pretty turquoise, which I tried on and I thought it looked very nice. Turquoise is one of those colors everybody can wear. So I got with it a skirt to match exactly the jacket, and the skirts, I'm gonna put this aside for a second. No buttons or zippers, it was just ties. Okay, so how did you do this? Well, you put it on, and this back one you tied around your waist in the front first, and then you took these and tied them around the back second. So you secured it in place, and that of course created here an entrance for your pocket, which was tied around your waist first. Now this went between your skirt and your petticoats. I didn't get any, every skirt was called a petticoat. There are some under layers that I can wear with this, although it's hot in Virginia, I'm just gonna get away with not wearing them. But this would be inside the skirt, and this is where a woman kept her money or whatever, a hanky, whatever it is she needed to take with her. This was her necessaries. That was tucked inside. And they always made these really pretty, which is a shame because they were mostly hidden. But this is really pretty, and this ties around the waist as well, which I love. Isn't that cute? So we have this. I know this is for people who aren't into this. I'm sure you're like, oh my God. But I love it. As a member of the DAR, we often have occasions where we can dress up. And in fact, I could literally dress up in this outfit and go walk around the Duke of Gloucester Street in Williamsburg all I want as a regular person. And they really encourage us to do that because it kind of adds to the atmosphere. Aside from people who are working for Colonial Williamsburg as the shopkeepers who have to dress in the 18th century attire every day, the musicians at the governor's palace, the actors that are hired to portray the presidents and their wives, it just really adds to the atmosphere to have civilians like me come dressed up. And there's a couple of, they said, DAR chapters from Maryland that were coming and this weekend in Williamsburg to walk around in their colonial attire. Now, because I wanted some variety, I also purchased a pink skirt that I can wear with the top, a pink skirt and the sky blue or the turquoise top with the pink cuffs showing, okay? And then there's an apron that I would wear over the top of my turquoise shirt. It would pin at the top and then tie around the waist like a regular apron. And this has a pretty pretty print on it. This was basic everyday clothing. This is not ball gowns, although I did try on a ball gown that was silk embroidered. It was beautiful. And it was like $1,700. And it should cost that much because of the amount of material that had to be used in the skirt alone. And it's silk and it's embroidered. And the different details they offer. The jackets would often come actually just like this, short. And this middle section, they would put what's called a stomacher, which was removable. And that was usually what the ladies would do the most ornate embroidery on in making those, because you could take that out and put a different one in with a contrasting color or different things, and that made your gown look different and new. And so because clothing was limited back then, that's what they did. But this was for everyday wear. Everyday wear, going about town and everything else, you put that on. And then I got one of the beautiful 18th century hats. Now I would normally have on my head the mob cap with the little ruffle, and then this would tie underneath. I believe there is a hat pin that you could put in here to make sure this doesn't fly off. So, and to make sure it's straight. And so this would be just a lovely little hat. If you guys can look at, I've always thought that those were just fascinating. Of course, I'd have to have my hair back in a mob cap, but I believe that's everything that I bought. I am thrilled to have my first piece of Colonial attire, thrilled to bits, and it's colors that I enjoy, really pretty spring colors. If we have any parades to march in or anything like that. Now this is not winter wear because this is thin material, so it's more appropriate for spring or summer. But I do have plans to get more winter attire, and then also to get something a little more formal like a ball gown. One thing I found fascinating while I was up there, and this is why they were so expensive. There was a ball gown in one of the shops. It's actually the shops that create these particular pieces and then sends them over to Tarpley's for sale. They make the pockets, they make the aprons, they make all of that stuff. But they explain the process there. And they had a gown on display. It was this really pretty, it almost had like a sagey green color to it. And it had been made for the actress that was portraying Martha Jefferson. And when she left that role, it was returned to the shop and they put it on display. And it's beautiful. It's got all kinds of, pretty details to it, but it was basically a sagey green, and there was some embroidery here and there. And she was explaining how their shops would be open into the night so that people shopped by candlelight. And the reason they did this was because these gowns were going to be worn in candlelight because there was no electric light back then. So she said this dress here, which looks green, is actually yellow threads one way and blue threads the other way. And in candlelight, the dress is blue. But in the daylight and the sunlight, the two threads together made it look this sagey green color, which fascinated me. And she kind of showed how it shimmered. I know you've seen fabrics that kind of look like they change color when you move. It had that same effect, and that came from the different colored threads that were used in the weaving of that silk, blue silk and yellow silk. And in the candlelight, the blue is what would shine forward. So you had to see how the dress would look in candlelight in order to make your appropriate decision of what looks best on you in the candlelight. That fascinated me. I was just like, okay, I'll never forget that. But anyway, that's it. That was my haul. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I really, really am such a history buff. I look forward to maybe even doing a walk around Colonial Williamsburg with you and taking you into the different shops and showing you the different things and filming some of the interpreters and how they explain the history. If you guys are interested in seeing something like that, comment below and I'll mark it down as a future project, because I know I live 45 minutes away. I could just take a day and just go up there and do it. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Have a wonderful President's Day. God bless you, and bye until next time.